What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of my Seattle Seahawks franchise series on YouTube. Again, this is a little bit different. We do not play the games. We let the games go CPU versus CPU. We splice up the highlights, and then we do some commentary over the top, trying to do things a little bit different. My name is West Coast 22. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. We are in week 2. If you saw the opening episode of the series, we absolutely laid it on the Indianapolis Colts, 41-7. Now we have to deal with Derrick Henry. I don't anticipate the exact same outcome. I don't see our defense holding Derrick Henry to 7 points. Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans. So we have some staff points here to spend. I don't even know. I'm not a huge Madden player, so I don't know specifically where to go. I know these two are pretty important, the regression and the hidden. And then so is the additional focus is probably the one I'm going to go to first. I think that's what I'm trying to go to. But I think I need one in each of these to get here. So that's the goal that I'm trying to get to first. In this franchise series, we're not going to be doing too much trading. We'll do a little bit. I really want to try to build on the draft. Considering there are a lot of roster spots in the NFL compared to the baseball franchise series that I do, there might be times where I might have to sign a free agent. But again, it's going to be super realistic. We're not going to go after the guys that are 97. We're going to get someone that's mid-70s, high 70s just to fill a spot. But the main thing that we're going to go on is the draft. That's the goal. That's what we're trying to do. So that's the attempt here. So we did that. Let's go into the weekly game plan here. Obviously, you know what we're going to do against Derrick Henry. They want us to defend the pass. You're out of your ever-living mind. Again, I'm not a big Madden player, so all the ways to min-max and, in franchise, never do this, or this always works in franchise, I have no clue. I have no idea. So I'm just kind of going based on what I know. I haven't legit played a Madden game for years and years and years. But we're playing the Titans. I mean, you look at their average rush yards. They're number 1. They pass the ball a lot, but they're not. If they're going to beat us in the air, then they're going to beat us in the air. I don't want Derrick Henry to beat us. So, outside attempts, he ran 9 times outside, ran 10 times inside. 9 for 72, 10 for 7. So it really does not matter which one I pick. But I'm going to do the inside here for Derrick Henry. On the offensive side, they allow a lot of pass yards. I mean, we're kind of a pass team. If you look at what we did, I mean, we had a huge game on the ground last time against the Colts. We passed the okay too. But against this team, I probably want to pass a little. I mean, I like the run, but oh man. I mean, it's only one game. They stopped the run pretty well in their first game. I mean, I could go back and see who they played. I like how their top threat is it says punter. That's good. That's good. Their punter is their big guy for running it inside. Let's see. Pretty solid free safety. I mean, we kind of need to run the ball to open up the passing game based on the scheme that the Seahawks run, but man. Again, some of you watching this video probably know, you always just pick these two when you're game planning. Yeah, I got no idea, man. So I think we're going to do the throw at medium. I mean, Russell can move around a bit because he's Russell Wilson. We got DK. We got Tyler Lockett. Let Russell throw a bit. There's a lot of running when you do CPU versus CPU, though. That's the only thing that I'm kind of looking at is our blocking to run this ball. I'm going to try throw at medium. I'm just going to try that. See if Russell Wilson can get a little bit more out of the air. See if we can get some bigger plays here. Team profile. I think I already have this set up. Dwayne Eskridge, Damian Lewis, and I think I picked Trey Brown. If you watched the last episode, I already forgot apparently because I have the memory of a goldfish, I suppose. I probably should do the center though, huh? Besides Trey Brown. Besides Trey Brown, I should probably do Mr. Ethan here. Yes, he's 26, but let's get him up a little bit. Let's try and get him to 77, 78. I mean, typically I like to go for the younger guys. I mean, I really could put Jamal Adams there. I really could put DK there just to get him up as fast as possible, which may not be the worst thing in the world. We're actually going to do that. We're going to get DK up as fast as we can. The weekly game plan this week, pick off Tannehill. I think that's pretty doable. But I think we're going to do the touchdown passes instead. The offensive coordinator, we're going to see if Russell can throw for 275, considering we did do the throw medium. Defensive, I'm not doing anything with Rush because, holy Lord, I don't trust anything against Derrick Henry. And then here, let's just say we move the ball 15-plus first downs. Typically what I do. We're not going to shut him out. I don't think we're going to blow him out. Turnover battle, maybe. Don't allow a sack. I doubt it. So we're just going to do the 15 first downs and go from there. Let's do some training. Then we'll jump right into the game. We will jump into week 2. Oh, I didn't turn off injuries. Okay, there is one thing that I'm changing because it's insanely frustrating, and that's the injuries that you can get from training. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, and it happens constantly, and I don't like it. So we're going to turn it off because I think it's nonsense. I thought I already had it turned off, and I guess I didn't, and now we have to go with an injury because of it. And that's why I don't like it, because it happens way too often. And now we have to go without Alden Smith. I don't know if both of these guys just got hurt. I don't think Dwayne Brown and Jordan Brooks were hurt. So now we have to go without 3 dudes against the Tennessee Titans, and I'm not a big fan. 2 on the defensive side of the ball. I don't foresee this going very well at all. But I'm turning off practice injuries. I should have done that before. I thought I did because it's probably the most annoying thing in the world to constantly have 1 or 2 guys hurt every single training session. I understand it happens in real football sometimes, but it's way too much. It's way too consistent, and it's a killer. So we're not going to do that. We're going to turn it off. Injuries in a game, I got you. No problem. Practice, nah. It's too much. Poona Ford, let's work on the scheme a bit. Anybody else important? I will do Marquise Blair just on our own. Then we'll do Evans alone. Remember, guys like this, I just let them do the auto. I think we're ready. We are home. This is the home opener at Lumen Field. I don't expect this to go very well considering we're missing 3 guys, 2 on the defensive side of the ball. I really think this is going to be a tough struggle. But we are going to see what happens here. We're going to play the game. We'll get into the highlights right now. Of course, for you guys, it'll be right away. For me, I got to play the CPU, then work on the editing. But we'll go right into game 2 of the NFL season. The Tennessee Titans head to Seattle to face the Seattle Seahawks. Week 2. Welcome to week 2 of the NFL season, where the 1-0 Tennessee Titans will travel west to face the 1-0 Seattle Seahawks. Can the Seahawks D stop Derrick Henry? Can the Seahawks score enough to keep up? Just the second play of the game here. Tannehill's going to roll left, throws off balance, finds 4th-year man Josh Reynolds, who makes 2 guys miss, and he is gone. 66 yards from Tannehill to Reynolds, and just like that, 2 plays in, Titans go up 7-0. After a Seahawks 3-and-out, Tannehill with it again, this time 3rd and 6. Hits Derrick Henry right at the first down marker, bounces off a few, fights his way over 17 yards, 8 catches for Derrick Henry in this game, which led both teams. Just 2 plays later, Tannehill drops back, broken coverage in the secondary, and Derrick Henry roams free up the seam. Tannehill finds him 52 yards, 14-0, just like that. Seattle starting to move the ball a bit. 2nd, 4th, their own 41. Russell Wilson strikes quick to third stringer. Colby Parkinson for 15, his only catch of the game, and the Seahawks' 3rd first down on the drive. They do miss a field goal, though, to stay scoreless. After a holding penalty, Tennessee's forced into a 3rd and long. Tannehill finds A.J. Brown for 14 yards to keep everything going. Very next play, after a Tennessee penalty, things go from bad to worse. Henry takes the handoff, runs behind the right guard, nothing in front of him but green grass, 44 yards to the house, and the Titans are cruising early, 21-0. First quarter winding down now. Seattle needs something big, and who do they turn to? Russell Wilson. He finds D. Eskridge up the sideline. He is going to be gone. Nobody touches him. 50, long touchdown, 50 yards, and Seattle's got some life. Midway through the 2nd quarter now, Seattle trying to make a stop, but Tannehill has all day to throw. Holds on to the ball a little too long. Here comes Carlos Dunlap. Loss of 13, his 2nd sack on the day. Same drive now, 3rd and very long. Tannehill with a moon ball. Newly signed Julio Jones has a few steps, hauls it in for 59 yards, and Tennessee takes all the momentum back, and it is 28-7. The ensuing drive for Seattle backed up in their own end after a false start. Wilson is going to find one of his other tight ends, Will Dissly, with some room to run, bounces off a defender, falls forward, and ends up with a big 26 yards. 2 plays later for Seattle on the same drive, Russell Wilson's going to hand off the ball to Chris Carson. He's going to find some room, gets to the 2nd level, moves right, and gets a nice little 15-yard gain to keep things going. Still in the same drive for Seattle here. Russell Wilson is going to find DK Metcalf on 3rd and 1. Keep the chains moving. Drive does stall, though. And we go into the half 28-10. 349 yards of total offense for Tennessee in the first half. Just unreal. First drive of the 2nd half now. Seattle needs something big, but Wilson is hit by Kevin Byard. The ball comes out. It is picked up, and Tennessee is already in business. 1st and goal from the 6. The very next play, who do you give it to? Derrick Henry. He will do the rest. His 3rd touchdown of the game, and it is 35-10. Next drive for Seattle, 3rd and 8. Wilson has all week long to throw the ball. Finds his 3rd different tight end of the game, Gerald Everett, with a nice little diving catch for a 30-yard pickup. Very same drive, Russell Wilson steps back, rolls right, and he is going to find DK Metcalf for 22. And Seattle keeps pushing, keeps knocking on the door, trying to make some effort here. After Tennessee sack makes it a long 3rd and 20, Wilson steps up in the pocket, evades a sack right there, finds Chris Carson past the markers for a first down just outside of the 10. Couple plays later, 2nd and goal from the 3. Now Wilson hands off the fullback Nick Bellore, who barrels in. 2 touches on the season, 2 touchdowns for Nick Bellore, but Seattle still trailed by 18. Now under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Tennessee in the red zone again, 3rd and goal. Tannehill tries to find Julio Jones on the left side, but it's knocked down by DJ Reed, and Seattle will hold Tennessee to a field goal. Seattle with one last effort here. Wilson with plenty of time to throw, but he is hit as he throws, and it is picked off by Amani Hooker, who finds the sideline and will take it all the way down to the Seahawk 15-yard line. We all know what's going to happen next. The very next play, just hand it off to the big fella. Derrick Henry will find some room through the right side. No one can bring him down. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, 4th overall. And that will be it from Seattle as the Tennessee Titans come into Lumen Field and thrash the Seattle Seahawks 45-17. Well, just as I expected, we could not stop Derrick Henry. We could not stop Ryan Tannehill either. Just obliterated. If we go look at the box score here, 500 yards of total offense for Tennessee. Majority of that was in the first half. They just came out of the gates firing. 362, 3 scores for Tannehill. I mean, I'm okay with this number here. You look at 162 or 167, but the reality is 60 or so of those yards were in the fourth quarter when the game was out of reach and they were just running every single time. And my defense wasn't playing him to run. They were playing him to pass still for some reason. So he was getting a lot of yards in that fourth quarter. I mean, obviously still counts, but the 167 is not as bad as it looks. Game was already out of hand and the defense was playing incorrectly. Twitter can wait. I mean, Wilson, why do I keep going out of that? Wilson played okay, 305 for a touchdown and a score. We didn't rush the ball a lot that second half, obviously, because we were down a lot, so we had to throw a lot through the air. Their secondary kind of held us. When you can hold DK Metcalf to 3 catches, you're having a good day. You're having a good day. So DK to 3 catches, Lockett with 5, but nothing really to show for it. Only 38 yards. Leading receiver was the rookie, D. Eskridge. Chris Carson right behind him, but a lot of stuff out of the backfield because nobody was open. So didn't snatch a turnover. Don't like that, but just kind of as I expected. Their offense just kind of rolled right through us, especially missing the players that we had on defense. I definitely didn't expect to win, but I think defensively we would have played a lot better if we would have had Jordan Brooks and if we would have had Alden Smith. It's not like they're big dudes. They're not 90 overalls, but 277s to help at all stop that run game would have been pretty solid. We do have to go without Dwayne Brown and Jordan Brooks for one more game, but we do get Alden Smith back. We get out of that game with no injuries. So we'll go into week 3 and go to Minnesota to face the Vikings and hope to right the ship here and get us to 2-1. Guys, I appreciate you watching the video. As always, like, share, subscribe. Check out the description. Got my Twitter, got my Twitch. Come hang out. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Be good to each other. Peace.